All right, I think this is going to be a topic that's pretty fun for Grateful Dead fans. It's kind of come up on Reddit a couple times, and I think it's like an ongoing quest, tone quest / discussion that doesn't really have a definitive correct answer, but you know, I think there's some common tones that people look for when looking for Jerry Garcia's envelope filter sound. And I think some are closer to the authentic thing and some are maybe less so. And so this is just my personal opinion. I can even pull up some examples here, some classic ones that people use. Like, for example, the Qtron. Here, let me pull this up. Oh, there's my Helix. I'm trying to do this in real time with you guys. Like a Qtron, right? Something like this. A lot of people use them. I don't personally think they sound that accurate. A lot of people also use the Mutron, and obviously the Mutron's the original thing, this big super giant pedal that's not super ergonomic, but then Mutron made this smaller version. I've never used a Mutron personally, so I can't really speak to it, but I have used a Proton, which was pretty good. The V3 is the one I had, this Proton 3-leaf, and that was a pretty good pedal. But what I'm currently using to get the sound is the Helix system, and it's kind of what I have set up here is a little different than what I used when I play live. I have this currently putting the envelope filter before the amp for direct recording because I think it just gives a little bit more like of a juicy, saturated sound. I even have overdrive on right now. So let me turn that back on and turn down the gain. I got a bunch of reverb on here, a bunch of plate reverb. And that's not just Jerry Garcia. I think, you know, Bob Marley had Junior Marvin in the band, and he used this tone a lot, I think, you know. It's kind of a classic reggae sound. So, alright, what am I using? I think that's the whole crux. I'm kind of delaying in saying all this. So I'm using the Helix system, and I'm using the auto filter in here. So let me switch back to my window capture and go to... Oh, that's not what we want. Here we go. There's a new update. Oh, that's cool. Here's the auto filter. It's just under mono for the filter. I think you could use it as a stereo filter. But you want to put it in a low pass setting. And you could copy my settings. The direction's up, but basically you want it to be sensitive enough so that when you have some light attack and you start digging in, it starts to open up like a, you know, like a flower, depending on how hard you pick. So if we like move this around, if you move the gain down, it doesn't really bloom as much. And if you do it too much, it's a little too intense. And then the cue is like how quacky it is. Or how not quacky it is. It's almost like a fuzz at that point. And then the sensitivity just is it's how it responds to your pick attack. never opens up, and then this will be like too sensitive. Which maybe is a cool sound, but not really what I want. And then the attack, it won't open up quick enough if it's too low or too high. I like a quicker attack. And the decay is like how quick for it to close back up. You want it to close, you know, fairly quickly, but not like too quickly. It's not. A lot of these are you know, set them to taste type of deal. Frequency. I think that's one of the keys to the Jerry Garcia thing, is that you get to set the frequency here. And it's one of the reasons I don't like the Qtron, is because it's way too bright. It's way too quacky and bright. The thing about the Mutron, you know, listen to like June 9th, 1977, one of my favorite estimated prophets. When Jerry's playing the extended solo at the end, it's very dark. It's incredibly bottom end rich. And you can achieve that through the frequency here and the frequency depth. You hear how much brighter that is? And then it's just, you know, a little too dark. The filter's a little too closed. So those are the main settings. I'm gonna get out of this and get back in so I can go to my default again. Let me turn down the gain of my heir apparent here. I mean, that's important, right? There's my raw tone. And the envelope filter really likes, it thrives being on the bridge pickup. That's the neck, and then this is the bridge. So yeah, I mean, mix is at 100% obviously, and then level is just level. But this is the closest thing that I've found to getting that sound. And when I play live, the envelope filter is after the amp and the cab. It's more like here in the chain. You hear how different that sounds? It sounds very different because I'm going direct and I'm not playing very loud, and the amp I'm playing is different, and I think these settings are probably a little different than, and I have a different, you know, there's a lot of different variables, but just follow your ear and do all the things that I was just doing with the setup you want. You know, I have an HX Stomp for my pedal board that I use live with my amp, and that thing is dialed, and that's when I have it post amp here because I have it running into another tube amp, so I don't need that saturation to happen before. But in this case, I like having it before the amp. That's more what it sounds like live when I use my other situation, because that's what I'm doing. I'm running into a tube amp. Here it's less so, right? So it's just kind of missing something. I could mess with the settings, but I think this sounds pretty good. And to get the Dancing in the Streets tone, I mean, you just have to mess with these settings, but you're just changing the direction to up. But everything that you set is kind of backwards. So it's like the harder you dig in, the more it closes. Instead of it blooming, it goes like that. So you have to pick really, really lightly to get it to do that kind of like. It's a whole different setup. You can't just like flip the direction and have it ready to go. And I don't have like a, you know, really great setting for this sound because I don't really use it. It is fun. I just haven't really set it. So I think this will be useful to some people for sure. The Jerry Garcia kind of envelope filter secret. I mean, that's all there is to it, really. If you have the Helix. But I think the fundamentals of what I'm talking about are kind of the same. You want to find a pedal, unless it naturally does it through its hard-coded, you know, filters, like probably the Mutron. You need to find a pedal that has a little bit more tonal control than something like a Qtron. I just don't think the Qtron has the right filtering to get you to the right sound. Cool. See ya.